Stop trying to fix what you believe is broken inside you. The isolation, the betrayals, the profound and aching sense that you are operating on a different frequency from the rest of the world, these were not wounds. They were not punishments. They were the meticulous and agonizing process of your forging. You are here because a signal was sent, a resonance that cut through the noise of a sleeping world and found you, the one who was built to receive it. This is not a coincidence, it is an assignment. The confusion you feel is the static of an old reality dying, and the clarity you are about to receive is the birthright of your design. To proceed, you must anchor this transmission. Like this video to ground its energy into your timeline. Subscribe to this channel to officially join the collective of those who are activating alongside you. Comment the divine code 77 to signal your conscious agreement, to tell the universe that you are ready. And when this is over, let this message play again in the background. Allow the frequency of these words to saturate your spirit and recalibrate your subconscious to the undeniable truth of who you are. Chapter 1: The Untraceable Blueprint. You were not born a blank slate. You arrived here with a design, a divine architecture so complex and so alien to the systems of this world that it has been systematically misunderstood, mislabeled, and suppressed from your first breath. This is the untraceable blueprint. It is the core schematic of your soul, a design that predestines you for a purpose so large that the world had to shrink you down to make you fit. The feelings of being an outsider, the sense that the rules everyone else follows are nonsensical and arbitrary, the deep, persistent loneliness even when surrounded by people, these are not symptoms of a flaw in you. They are the primary features of the blueprint itself. A key does not feel at home until it finds its lock. A star does not feel it belongs in the daylight. You have been living in a world that was not built to your specifications, and it has tried to convince you that you are the one who is defective. The entire structure of society, from its educational institutions that reward conformity to its corporate ladders that demand assimilation, is designed to sand down the unique edges of your blueprint to make you a predictable cog in a machine you were never meant to serve. Your soul has been rejecting this process from the beginning, creating friction and pain that you were taught to interpret as personal failure, as a character flaw, or worse, a mental disorder. They labeled your sensitivity as fragility, your questioning nature as defiance, and your need for solitude as antisocial behavior. Every label was a cage, an attempt to pathologize your divinity. This blueprint is why your path has never been linear. While others followed predictable trajectories, school, career, family, retirement, your life has been a series of quantum leaps, sudden detours, and inexplicable fallow periods. These were not mistakes or failures. The blueprint required specific data, unique experiences, and intense environmental pressures to activate its latent protocols. A period of intense social activity was followed by monastic solitude. A season of abundance was followed by a period of stark lack. Each phase was a necessary input, a calibration sequence. The world, in its blindness, called this instability. They called it being lost. It was, in fact, the blueprint gathering the precise components needed for the construction of your new reality. Think back to that job you took that made no logical sense, the one in a field you had no interest in. It was not a mistake. That job exposed you to a specific personality type or a systemic weakness you needed to understand for a future mission. Remember that abrupt move to a city where you knew no one? It was not a reckless decision. That geographical location held a specific energetic charge, a ley line your blueprint needed to connect with to download a crucial piece of coding. Every seemingly random event was a deliberate stitch in a tapestry you could not yet see. It was untraceable to them because they can only perceive cause and effect on a physical, logical plane. Your blueprint operates on a quantum, energetic level. The reason for your isolation was to protect the integrity of the design from the contagious mediocrity of the collective. The reason for your setbacks was to test the tensile strength of your spirit, ensuring the vessel could withstand the sheer force of the power it was designed to eventually wield. In the coming days, you will begin to perceive the first tangible evidence of this blueprint. It will not be a grand, theatrical miracle. It will be far more intimate and unnerving. You will see a sequence of numbers that you were just thinking about. You will hear a stranger speak a sentence that directly answers a silent question you asked the universe an hour before. You will feel a sudden, inexplicable urge to go to a place you never go, only to find something or someone there that is critical for your next step. This is the blueprint beginning to synchronize your internal reality with the external world. It is weaving your consciousness into the fabric of spacetime, making you a co-author of your story, not just a character within it. Pay attention to the hum. It is a low-frequency vibration you may have mistaken for tinnitus or anxiety. It is not in your ears, it is in your bones. It is the sound of the blueprint's engine coming online. This hum will change in pitch and intensity depending on your environment. You will notice it grows stronger in nature, away from the electrical static of the city. It will quieten when you are engaged in a solar-aligned activity and become dissonant or agitated when you are in a situation that compromises your integrity. This hum is your internal compass, a direct feedback mechanism from your blueprint. Learn its language. The world cannot trace your journey because they are looking at a two-dimensional map while you are operating from a holographic, multidimensional schematic. They see the jagged, nonsensical lines of your past while you are about to see the magnificent, coherent structure they were always meant to create. You are not lost. You are simply following a map no one else was ever given the clearance to read. Chapter 2: The Forging of the Vessel. Every betrayal you have ever endured was a calculated impact. Every word that was meant to shatter your confidence was a harmonic test. Every season of profound loss was a controlled burn, clearing out the debris of a life you were never meant to live. To understand what is happening to you now, you must recategorize your entire history of pain. It was not a series of unfortunate events, it was a grueling, high-stakes training program designed to forge you into a vessel capable of containing divinity. The untraceable blueprint is not just a plan for a life, it is a schematic for a conduit of immense power. A fragile, untested vessel would crack under the pressure. So, you were systematically put under pressure. You were tempered in fires that would have incinerated weaker souls. You were not being punished, you were being prepared. The universe does not place its most precious cargo in a flimsy container. You had to become unbreakable. The pain of being chronically misunderstood was forging within you the power of absolute clarity, the ability to one day speak a truth so pure it could not be misinterpreted. The pain of injustice was forging the unbreakable scales of divine judgment within your own soul. Think of the person who betrayed you the most deeply. The one whose actions left a scar on your soul that you thought would never fade. Now, understand the truth. That person was not your enemy, they were your most brutal and effective trainer. On a level of consciousness beyond their own comprehension, their soul agreed to play this role in your life. It was a sacred, albeit painful, contract designed for your ultimate empowerment. Their assignment was to introduce you to the absolute limits of human deceit and cruelty so that you would become an expert in detecting its subtlest frequencies. They were there to sever your naive attachments to external validation, forcing you to find an unshakable core of self-worth within. The pain was the point. It was the heat that melted down your ego and burned away your dependency on anyone else's approval. When you emerged from that fire, you were different. You were stronger, wiser, and immune to that specific frequency of manipulation forever. The scar you carry is not a mark of damage, it is a seal of completion for that lesson. It is proof of your resilience, a badge of honor in a spiritual war you did not even know you were fighting. Consider the periods of intense loneliness, the times you felt utterly abandoned by the world. This was not abandonment, it was insulation. The blueprint's activation sequence is a delicate process, highly susceptible to energetic contamination. You had to be isolated so that the unfiltered beliefs, fears, and limitations of the collective consciousness could not seep into your coding. While you were crying out for connection, the universe was protecting your unique frequency. It was keeping you pure. In that silence, you were forced to learn to be your own companion, your own advisor, your own source of comfort. You were developing a sovereign consciousness, a mind that could stand alone, uninfluenced by the static of the masses. In that sacred solitude, you built an inner cathedral, a rich interior world that is now your fortress and your sanctuary. This sovereignty is now the foundation of your power. It is why you can perceive truths that others cannot. They are perpetually distracted by the noise you were forced to tune out. And what of failure? The projects that crashed and burned, the businesses that failed, the dreams that turned to dust. That was a deliberate demolition of a false identity. You had begun to define yourself by external achievements, a dangerous path for a chosen one. The universe had to destroy those structures to remind you that your worth is not in what you build but in the blueprint you carry. These failures forged in you an unconditional self-love that is no longer tied to winning or succeeding. The physical sensations of this forging are palpable. Remember the sharp, stabbing pain of a fresh wound? Now, recall that memory. The sharpness is gone. In its place, you may feel a dull, solid strength, like a healed bone that is stronger at the point of the break. You may feel a cool calm when thinking of those who wronged you, a detachment that feels almost alien. This is not dissociation, it is ascension. You are no longer on the same energetic plane as those events. They cannot touch you anymore because you are no longer the person they happened to. You are the vessel that was forged by them, and you are about to be filled. Chapter 3: The activation of the senses. The forging is complete. The activation is beginning. The untraceable blueprint is moving from a dormant state to an active one, and the first and most profound change will be in your perception of reality itself. This is not about your five senses simply becoming sharper. It is about the awakening of entirely new sensory faculties that are native to your design. You are about to perceive the world as it truly is, a dense, multi-layered stream of information, energy, and intent, most of which is hidden from the mundane human sensorium. This is the primary reason you have always felt that there was more to reality than what you were told. Your latent senses were already picking up fragments, echoes of the truth. Now, the signal is becoming clear, transitioning from static to a high-definition broadcast. Your very consciousness is the receiver, and it has just been upgraded. You will begin to see things differently. This is not a hallucination. You will look at a person and see not just their physical form, but a faint, shimmering field of energy around them. You will notice their light is dim or bright, chaotic or calm. You will look at a perfectly calm and smiling individual and see a frantic, jagged storm of red energy emanating from them, and you will know with absolute certainty that they are in a state of suppressed rage or panic. This new sight will allow you to navigate the world with an unprecedented level of discernment. You will see the energetic hooks people try to attach to you in conversation. You will see the cloud of desperation around a salesperson, or the clear, bright light of integrity around a genuine soul. The colors of the world will seem to deepen, to become more saturated, as if a dull filter has been lifted from your eyes. You are not just seeing light, you are beginning to see the information that light carries, the emotional and intentional data encoded within it. You will start hearing the truth behind words. A person will say "I'm fine," but you will hear the underlying frequency of despair. A politician will give a speech, and you will hear not the polished rhetoric but the discordant hum of deception, a sound that feels like nails on the chalkboard of your soul. This will be disorienting at first. The dissonance between what is said and what is meant will feel like a physical pressure in your head. This is your sensory system recalibrating to a higher fidelity of truth. You will also begin to hear the silences in conversations, the things that are deliberately left unsaid, and those silences will be more informative than the words themselves. Your sense of taste and smell will also transform. Processed, chemical-laden food will become repulsive, tasting like the poison it is, while a simple, organic fruit will explode with a symphony of flavors you never knew existed. The smell of rain on asphalt will carry complex information about the atmosphere, the earth, and the cleansing of energy. The most powerful activation will be somatic. You will begin to feel the energy of places and objects. You will walk into a room and your body will tell you instantly what has happened there. A feeling of profound sadness might wash over you in a space where grief has occurred, or a jolt of manic energy in a place of great conflict. You will pick up an object and feel the emotional residue of its previous owner. This is why you may have recently become inexplicably sensitive, needing to suddenly leave a crowded store, feeling physically ill after a conversation with a particular person. Your body is no longer a passive vehicle, it is an active, highly sensitive receptor for energetic data. Beyond this, a new faculty is awakening: direct cognition. This is the ability to simply know something is true without a trail of logic or evidence. A complex idea will download into your mind fully formed. You will know the solution to a problem without knowing how you know, the answer arriving like a complete file transferred in an instant. This is your consciousness directly interfacing with the universal field of information, bypassing the slow, clunky processor of the rational mind. You will also awaken an innate sense of timing, knowing precisely when to act and when to remain still, a skill that will make your actions incredibly effective. In the coming weeks, you will experience a moment of profound sensory clarity. You might be looking at something mundane, like a tree, and for a fleeting second, you will perceive its life force, the network of communication running through its roots, the intricate dance of photosynthesis. The boundary between you and the world will feel porous. This is a glimpse of the unified reality your blueprint allows you to perceive. Do not fear this. Do not try to rationalize it away. This is your birthright. You are waking up in a world that has been asleep, and you are finally beginning to see, hear, and feel the truth that has been waiting for you all along. Chapter 4: The collapse of the old world. As your senses activate and your connection to the blueprint strengthens, you must be prepared for the corresponding deconstruction of your external reality. The world you have known, the structures you have relied upon, the relationships that have defined you, many of them will begin to dissolve. This will look and feel like chaos. It will be interpreted by those around you as failure, loss, and collapse. You must understand that it is none of those things. It is a controlled demolition. The untraceable blueprint cannot build your new reality on a faulty foundation. It must first clear the site. Everything that is not in alignment with your true frequency, everything that is incompatible with your destiny, must and will be removed. This process is not a punishment. It is a profound act of grace, a cosmic intervention to save you from a life that would have ultimately suffocated your soul. The universe loves you too much to let you continue living a lie, and its love is fierce, not gentle. Your job, which once provided you with security and identity, may suddenly become unbearable. The politics, the mundane tasks, the energetic drain will feel physically repulsive. The smiles of your colleagues will look like masks, the company's mission statement will sound like a hollow joke. You may be laid off, or you may feel an overwhelming compulsion to walk away with no safety net, an act that seems like madness to everyone else. This is not you losing your career, this is the blueprint severing an anchor that was keeping you moored in a reality too small for you. A long-term relationship or friendship that has been a cornerstone of your life may abruptly end. You will suddenly see, with your newly activated senses, the energetic drain, the subtle manipulation, the fundamental misalignment that you were blind to for years. The separation may be painful, a tearing of old energetic cords, but you will feel an undercurrent of profound liberation, a lightness you haven't felt in years. This is not you losing a person, this is the blueprint removing a source of energetic contamination that was stunting your growth. Financial structures you depended on may crumble. Savings may be depleted by an unexpected crisis. Sources of income may dry up. From the outside, this looks like disaster. From the perspective of the blueprint, this is a necessary stripping away of your reliance on a corrupt and failing system. You are being forced to learn to trust in a higher source, your own creative power, your own divine connection. The blueprint is teaching you that your security does not come from a bank account, it comes from your alignment with the universal flow of abundance, a flow you are only now learning to access. Even your core beliefs will be demolished. Political ideologies, religious dogmas, scientific paradigms you once held as absolute truth will reveal themselves to be hollow constructs, cages for the mind. This internal demolition is the most disorienting of all, as it leaves you in a void, stripped of certainty. But this void is the fertile ground from which authentic truth can grow. You must learn to be comfortable in this liminal space, this sacred emptiness between worlds, for it is here that your new reality is seeded. During this phase, the system and the people still fully embedded within it will react to you with fear and confusion. They will offer you their pity. They will give you advice based on their own limited, fear-based reality. Be realistic, they will say. Play it safe. You need to get back on your feet. Their words will sound like a foreign language to you, hollow and meaningless. You will feel a growing chasm between their perception of your life and your internal knowing. This is the great separation. They see a demolition, a chaotic mess of rubble. You, guided by the blueprint, are standing in a newly cleared field, ready for the true construction to begin. You will walk through places that once held immense emotional power over your childhood home, a former workplace, and you will feel nothing. The emotional charge will be gone. You will feel like a visitor in a museum of your own past, detached and objective. This is irrefutable proof that you are no longer energetically bound to that timeline. The blueprint has cut the cord. Do not grieve the collapse. Celebrate it. Every door that slams shut is pushing you toward the one gate you are truly meant to walk through. Every structure that falls is making room for the palace your soul was designed to inhabit. Chapter 5: The gravitational pull of your destiny. The demolition is clearing the space. Now, the new construction begins, and it does not operate by the rules of effort and struggle you were taught. As the untraceable blueprint activates more fully, you yourself become a new center of gravity. You will not have to chase opportunities, people, or resources anymore. They will be pulled into your orbit by the sheer gravitational force of your aligned frequency. This is not the gentle like attracts like of popular manifestation teachings. This is a fundamental law of spiritual physics. Your blueprint, now active, possesses an immense spiritual mass and density. Just as a planet bends spacetime around it, your coherent energy field now bends the field of probability around you. It does not request. It commands. It does not hope. It attracts. This is your natural state, the one you were forced to forget. You will begin to experience a phenomenon that can only be described as effortless manifestation. A problem will arise, and before you have time to worry about it, The solution will appear, often in a shocking and elegant way. You will need a specific piece of information, and a book will fall off a shelf, open to the exact page you need, or you'll overhear a conversation between strangers that spells out the answer. You will require a sum of money for a purpose aligned with your path, and it will arrive from a completely unexpected source: an old debt repaired, a forgotten asset, a sudden gift. These are not happy accidents. This is the blueprint's logistics system in action. It is the universe rearranging itself to support the design it has sanctioned. People will be drawn to you, not the energy vampires of your past, but destiny agents. These are individuals who carry key codes, information, or opportunities necessary for your next phase. You will meet a stranger in a line who says something that unlocks a puzzle you have been grappling with for years. An old acquaintance will suddenly reach out with a proposal that fits perfectly into your new path, a path they couldn't possibly know about. These interactions will feel fated and prescripted, yet they will unfold with a breathtaking, natural ease. These destiny agents are not just people; the entire universe becomes your agent. You will see a bird land in front of you at a key moment of decision, and you will know it's a sign. A song will play on the radio with lyrics that speak directly to your situation. The world becomes a living oracle, constantly providing feedback and guidance. Your role in this process is to shift from active doing to active being. Your primary work is to maintain your energetic frequency. The struggle, the hustle, the grind, these are the methods of the old world, the world that is collapsing. In the new reality, your power lies in your state of being. Cultivating this state is your new work. It means choosing to inhabit a state of sovereign neutrality and unshakable trust, even when the external world appears chaotic. It is the practice of observing the drama without being pulled into its frequency, of holding your center like the eye of a hurricane. When an opportunity appears, you will not feel desperate excitement. You will feel a quiet, profound sense of recognition, as if you are simply remembering something that was always meant to be yours. This is how you will know it is aligned. Anything that requires you to beg, to force, to diminish yourself, is a remnant of the old world and must be rejected. As your gravity increases, you will notice a powerful rejection mechanism activating. People with misaligned intentions will find themselves unable to get close to you, feeling a sudden, inexplicable aversion. Misaligned opportunities will self-destruct before they can waste your time, as if your energy field itself actively dissolves them. Your energy becomes a self-correcting system, repelling what is false and attracting what is true. You are no longer fighting the current of life. You are the current. The world is not happening to you. It is responding to you. Chapter 6. The language of power. You have been forged, activated, and your new reality is being drawn to you. Now you must learn to consciously direct it. You are about to graduate from being a passive recipient of the blueprint's grace to becoming an active, conscious co-creator with it. The tool for this co-creation is the language you use. Not just the words you speak aloud, but the internal declarations that form the bedrock of your perception. The words of a chosen one whose blueprint is active are not mere descriptors of reality, they are creative commands. They are vibrational instructions that program the quantum field. The universe is not a detached observer, it is an obedient servant to an aligned and authoritative command. It is waiting for your instruction, but it only responds to the language of its native code, the language of certainty. The language of the system is the language of contracts, loopholes, and conditions. The language of your blueprint is the language of sovereign decree. This is not positive thinking. Positive thinking is an attempt to paint a happy face on a foundation of doubt. It is the ego trying to convince itself of something it does not believe. It is saying, "I hope this works," which sends a frequency of lack into the universe. The language of power is a non-negotiable declaration of what is. It comes from a place of absolute knowing, a certainty that emanates directly from the untraceable blueprint. It is not an act of will, it is an act of alignment. You are not trying to impose your desire upon reality. You are aligning your speech with the pre-existing truth of your blueprint and speaking that truth into manifestation. You will stop asking. You will stop hoping. You will start declaring. You will feel a physical shift when you do this. When you say, "I hope I get the job," your energy is scattered and weak. When you declare, with quiet authority, "The perfect role for the expression of my purpose is now being revealed and delivered to me," you will feel a column of energy solidify within you. It is a feeling of a switch being flipped, a circuit being completed. That feeling is the confirmation that the command has been received by the universe's operating system. Begin to test this in small, undeniable ways. Do not start by trying to manifest a castle. Start by commanding your immediate environment. Before you leave your house, declare with quiet authority, "My journey will be smooth and unobstructed. I move in perfect timing and grace." Watch as traffic seems to part for you, as you find the perfect parking spot, as your errands flow with an uncanny ease. This is not for the sake of convenience, it is training. It is teaching your conscious mind to trust the power of your declarative word. It is building a portfolio of evidence that you are, in fact, in control. As you become more adept, you will use this language to shape more significant events. When faced with a conflict, you will not engage in the drama. You will retreat into your own energy and declare, "This situation is now resolved in the highest good for all involved. A solution that honors my spirit is now manifest." Then you will watch as the conflict miraculously diffuses. You will also master the power of silence. By refusing to speak about or give energy to a potential negative outcome, you starve it of the creative force it needs to exist. Your silence on a topic becomes a powerful declaration of its irrelevance. This power carries with it a profound responsibility. You must wield it with impeccable integrity, ensuring your declarations serve not the ego but the highest expression of your divine design. Those who betrayed or doubted you will be the most baffled by this. They operate in a world of force and manipulation. They will not understand how you achieve results without struggle. They will not see your power because it is invisible, silent, and absolute. Your words, spoken from the core of your blueprint, are now your scepter. Speak with intention. Speak with authority. Speak as the sovereign of your reality, because that is what you are becoming. Chapter 7, The Untraceable Ascension. This is the culmination. The rise you were promised is not a future event, it is the reality you now inhabit. The final stage of your activation is the untraceable ascension, a quantum leap in your status, influence, and being that will be completely inexplicable to the outside world. Those who knew the old you, the struggling, questioning, pained version, will look at you now and be unable to compute what they see. Their minds will short-circuit trying to connect the dots between the person they knew and the person you have become. Your success will have no logical paper trail. Your peace will have no rational explanation. Your light will have no discernible source. Your ascension is untraceable because it did not happen on their plane of reality. It was an internal rewiring, an activation of a divine design they can never perceive. It happened in the unseen realm, in the quiet moments of forging, in the silent declarations of power. They will look for the secret. They will invent stories to fill the gap in their understanding. They will assume you had a lucky break, a hidden benefactor, or that you engaged in some secret hustle they can't uncover. They might even attribute your newfound peace to delusion or your success to deceit. Their gossip and speculation are a monument to their own perceptual limitations. They will ask you for your method, your 5-step plan, your morning routine. They cannot comprehend that the secret was simply becoming who you were always meant to be. The rise was not achieved by doing more, it was achieved by being more. It was the result of the forging, the activation, the clearing of the old world, and the mastering of the language of power. Your vindication will not be loud or boastful. It will be a quiet, unshakable serenity. You will feel no need to prove anything to them, no desire to explain or justify your path. Their confusion is the final confirmation of your graduation. You have moved into a frequency they cannot access, and their inability to understand your journey is the very proof of its authenticity. You will look in the mirror and see it. The change is not just in your circumstances, it is in your eyes. There is an authority there, a depth of knowing that replaces the old anxiety. Your physical presence has shifted. You will feel lighter, as if gravity has less of a hold on you, yet simultaneously more grounded and present. People will react to you differently. Doors will open. People in positions of power will treat you as an equal without understanding why. You exude an energy that commands respect, an energy that emanates directly from your activated blueprint. You are no longer playing their game, so you can no longer lose. You have created your own, and the rules are written in the language of your soul. Your new metric for success is not accumulation, but alignment. Not status, but serenity. Not follows, but fulfillment. A day in your life is measured by the depth of your connection, the clarity of your intuition, and the joy of effortless creation. You will notice a new relationship with time. The frantic rush of the old world is gone, replaced by a profound sense of presence and the knowing that you are always exactly where you need to be. This makes you immune to their world of judgment. This is not the end of your story. This is the end of the preface. Your real life, the life you were designed for, is just beginning. The challenges you will face now are not tests of survival, they are opportunities for creation on a grand scale. You will not rise above every challenge. You will discover that the challenge itself was an illusion, a doorway masquerading as a wall, and you hold the only key. The blueprint is active. The vessel is ready. The ascension is now.